What if it was all just one big dream? Just one big idea that we all thought would all come true someday, somehow. That for the past 3, close to 4 years now, it was nothing but a memory, a distant past, an unkept record that was merely a lie. What if this lie was somehow a truth that we never thought would be the truth after all these years? What if this truth becomes the lie upon which the truth is nothing more than a big lie, and that these 3, 4 years was all one big lie to then be told the truth? There's a lot to take in, I know, bear with me, but we will go through this together, stronger than ever before, as we learn why Kamiya decided to tell us to forget about Bayonetta 3. I don't get it, Kamiya, I'm coming after you. Don't worry guys, I'm all calm and collective, don't you worry. But I mean, like, the fact that the audacity, well, I wouldn't say audacity, but the fact that Kamiya of all people, Kamiya, the spearhead of Platinum Games, the reason why we have Bayonetta in the first place, as well as Dante, of course, but again, whole other stuff, that's Capcom. But the fact that Kamiya himself was the spearhead of Platinum Games, the main reason why we have Bayonetta today, and he tells us to forget about Bayonetta 3's development. That's what is happening already? Like, what?
Say what?
No, but in all fairness, I guess to kind of talk about that, since we're finally doing a Bayonetta video, finally this entire week. Oh dude, the Bayonetta quotas are flying all over the place. I mean, look at these words popping throughout the screen. This is one big Bayonetta quota. Oh yeah. But in all fairness, the reason why I want to talk about Bayonetta 3 is not just because of what Kamiya stated, but also in regards to Platinum Games at large, because this was talking about Platinum Games' phase 4, and as we all know, Platinum Games has been going through what they were calling stages, or they were calling phases, but for the most part what they were is that they were each sort of like important goals that they wanted to tackle while they were trying to like slowly lose the dependency from Nintendo, since after all Nintendo did sort of help out and is a co-publisher along with Sega with Platinum Games in terms of their games. That's why Bayonetta is considered a Nintendo exclusive now, because they technically own the rights to Bayonetta. So during that time, during these 4 phases or these 4 stages, Platinum Games wanted to sort of have their own dependency and become their own sort of third-party their own third-party developers. And so I think Stage 1, Stage 2, we're all trying to put all the Wii U ports into the Switch. So that's why we have Wonderful 101 on the Switch, as well as the PS4, which I can't wait to play when the time comes. Hopefully I do a review. I still owe you guys the Astral Chain review. I feel really bad about saying that I was going to give you guys the Astral Chain review and then I wasn't able to present it. But at least in terms of Astral Chain content, I do have the another top 5 Smash possible DLC characters, which end card will pop up. So hopefully you watch that video after this one, or you take a break from this one and you don't want to see this beautiful face and you just want to hear my voice for most of the video, then by all means go click that end card, go watch that, as well as the Bayonetta reviews that I have and the other Bayonetta 3 update videos that I have as well. I'm telling you, Bayonetta quotas all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. That is just the reality of this video right here. But going back to Platinum Games, going back to Kamiya, They're currently, as I stated, in stage 4, and nobody has any idea what stage 4 is all about. Many of us are speculating that it's a new IP, but at the same time, Platinum Games is also working on Babylon Fall, if I believe that's the name, where they presented it during PlayStation 5's showcase when they were unveiling the PlayStation 5, and then they also unveiled that afterwards. So there's a lot of ambiguity behind Babylon Fall. I think, again, I don't remember that's the name. I'll probably have like a correction somewhere here during the editing phase of this video, but they're also trying to work on that IP and hopefully have it released by this year, or at least during the first 2 years of the next generation lifespan. But in terms of just the Nintendo setting and Bayonetta wise, yeah, Kamiya basically told us to forget about Bayonetta 3. Forget that was completely like its entire thing. Like, forget about it. Like, it just didn't exist. Like, that's basically what Kamiya is trying to tell us. It never happened. Bayonetta 3 never happened. It was just one big fever dream that we all thought we were gonna get, that we all thought was gonna come true. But no, nothing, zero, nada, FS, things like that. It's like, and it makes me wonder why he's saying that, because this is also Kamiya we're talking about. Kamiya is a massive troll, as we all know, and for him to say that we should forget about Bayonetta 3, clearly he's either actually telling the truth that we should actually forget about Bayonetta 3, in which case that would suck massively for many Bayonetta fans, especially since the 2009 days where Bayonetta was released around that time. Because for me, I started playing the games like 3 months ago, and I'm a huge Bayonetta fan, more like a Bayonetta stan if you ask me. But for those that waited for Bayonetta 3 ever since 2014 when Bayonetta 2 was released, like, for Kamiya to say that really created an impact for all those fans. And it makes me question, are we actually getting Bayonetta 3? And if we aren't gonna get Bayonetta 3, then why is it that they presented the trailer 3 years ago and saying that it was now in development? And this could be a major PR problem for Platinum Games as a whole, as well as Kamiya, because as far as I've been aware, like, Platinum Games, most of, if not all of Platinum Games, instead of Scalebound, I believe, which was a hiccup from Microsoft. Again, I think that's the name, but I'm not 100% sure. But that little hiccup, like, they've been consistent with their release dates. When they tell you that the game's in development, it means it is in development, and they're going to deliver when it gets delivered. But in the case of Bayonetta 3, everything seems very weird now, and I guess it's partly to blame because of what's been going on with the pandemic and things like that. And, you know, I guess they're unable to fully work as hard on the project as they thought they would. But there's just so many factors in place this time around that it makes me curious. But the blind optimism in me, the blind optimist in me, I think that Bayonetta 3 is going to be released, but Kamiya is trying to lower our expectations. I think Kamiya wants us to believe that Bayonetta 3 won't happen, so when a direct shows up or if a sudden trailer shows up, the chances of it happening is, you know, when it happens, it happens. I think it's kind of like with SMT5, to kind of compare with Atlas, where it's like they announced SMT5 since the Switch was about to release. We're talking about 2016, 2017, around that time too. Well, but now we're getting news on SMT. We're getting a release date for SMT5 this year. So the chances for Bayonetta 3 having that same level of treatment could possibly happen, but that could also be because of Nintendo. And speaking of Nintendo, I think Nintendo is trying to sort of continue holding its grasp on Platinum Games because they now officially have Astral Chain as one of its official IPs. They now technically own Astral Chain as part of the Nintendo family, much like Bayonetta is a Nintendo exclusive. So what this means, to kind of have like a side note, because we are talking about Platinum Games at large here, what this means for the fact that Nintendo officially announces that Astral Chain is now a part of the Nintendo family, that they now own Astral Chain, this could potentially mean we might have a sequel coming soon for the game. Maybe Smash related stuff, but that's like a whole other thing. But at the same time, this roster is because of the Nintendo executive saying, "Here you go, Sakurai, we want this character in Smash." I think that's the reason. I think that's the reason why all these characters so far on the roster are in the roster. But with this sort of move in place, potentially we could have another Platinum Games rep for the next Fighter Pass. That's my theory on that regard, on the whole Astral Chain stuff, that we could have Akira Howard as part of the Smash roster, and we could finally have a Platinum Games rep. But that's grasping at straws here, and I'm not really 100% sure of what could happen. Sequel, maybe. Smash, a Smash DLC character, maybe. So who's to know that for sure? As for Bayonetta 3, again, Bayonetta 3 is, the chances of it being released could happen. Kamiya is probably trying to lower our expectations, so when the time comes, we would be as hyped and excited as it is. And listen, like, Bayonetta 3 could still potentially be released this year, if not next year, because if you look back at the previous video I did in regards to Bayonetta 3 being announced at the Game Awards, or being re-announced at the Game Awards, end card, right there, end card. I did say that in terms of, excuse me there, in terms of release date wise, Bayonetta 3 could potentially be announced and released for October of this year. If not, it could be of January, February of next year because of Bayonetta 2's release window. Bayonetta 2 was originally at around September, October time for Japan, and then around January time for the West. And the same thing happened with Bayonetta 1's release in 2000, as it was released in Japan in 2008, and then it was released for the rest of the world in 2009. It's a lot to take in, right?
Shut up and follow directions.
But in terms of Bayonetta 2's win, from Bayonetta 2 to Bayonetta 3 now, it's been roughly from 2013-14 to now, it's been 7-8 years now. And I get people are like, "Oh man, are we actually getting better? It's been 7 years since then." Like, but realistically speaking, I mean, come on, we've been through the Kingdom Hearts 3 hiatuses, we've been through Final Fantasy 15's hiatuses. Who's to say we can't wait another year? Because I think another reason why Kamiya wants us to forget about Bayonetta 3 is because he wants to focus on new IPs. That's probably the real reason why he's telling us to forget about Bayonetta 3, because again, with Babylon Fall being somewhere on the horizon, who knows when, Kamiya probably wants Platinum Games to focus on more, IPs to present to the table. And we are in a new era of gaming now. Aside from the PC gamers, we now have PS5 and the new Xbox. I don't really know the name for that one, but because of the fact that we're now in the new generation of hardware and software for gaming, I think Kamiya wants to push for new IPs rather than having to constantly port out old ones. I mean, because that's basically what's been happening with Wonderful 101, and we have not Warframe, but the other games that I need to play, and then with a constant push of Bayonetta, I think Kamiya just wants to have a break and wants to let us know that I'm not really saying to forget about Bayonetta 3 as in like it's never gonna happen, but more so as Bayonetta 3 is going to happen, but I also want to focus on other IPs that many fans will enjoy. And I think the perfect line of reasoning for that is because of Astral Chain. And again, Astral Chain released almost 2 years ago, since it was, it was announced almost 2 years ago back in February, but it was released around August, September of 2019. So it's not really 2 years yet, but just look how amazing of a game Astral Chain was. Just graphic standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, although yes, the jump mechanic is a little wonky and kind of weird, since there is no jump button for that. But again, I'm saving that for when I can finally give you guys the review that you guys have been waiting for a long time. But Astral Chain as a whole is just an amazing game, and that could also give us the sort of level of gameplay and control as expectations of what Bayonetta 3 could be like. But at the same time, it could also set a new standard for new games coming soon. And look, man, like, Platinum Games started with a Wii title in 2007-2008 called Mad World, which I really want to give this game a try, because from a design standpoint, I love the black and white aesthetics, and when you beat people up, I love how there's the colors that bring into it. And as their very first IP title, you know, I'm surprised they haven't brought an entire series for that, much like how Mario and Sonic have like their entire franchise, like games and things like that. But it's just very interesting for me that as Platinum Games is just one of those companies that really want to defy the expectations of their fans. And we've seen this so many times with their IPs. And Kamiya as a whole, I mean, Kamiya has worked on many other projects aside from just founding Platinum Games with Shinji Mikami. Like, Kamiya has given us Beautiful Joe. He has given us Amaterasu. He gave us Dante and Resident Evil 2. He gave us icons. He gave us classics. So there is no denying that Kamiya's spirit and his creative ingenuity is still there, because it's still there. It will forever be there. Again, Kamiya is a massive troll. He's a massive, you know, he's a good creator. He's a very good and passionate creator. That's what I'm trying to say here. So for him telling us to forget about Bayonetta 3 isn't so much to say that it's not happening. Get over it. Get over it. Bayonetta is done. She's like, that's it. Bayonetta 2 was the end game. That's it. No, he's simply saying that, listen, we want to expand our horizons. We want to give you more of what Platinum Games is all about. We want to give you more of what what Nier Automata was. Or, yeah, what Nier Replicant was. Nier Gestalt was. What Babylon Fall will be. What Astral Chain was. Like, that's what I think is stage 4 of Platinum Games, 4 phases, 4 stages. Is that we're gonna get a new IP. We're gonna get we're gonna set newer expectations. Kamiya wants us to set our expectations to new IPs rather than setting our expectations at previous ones. And as much as I'm a huge Bayonetta fan, even though I'm a recent one, I think this logic just makes more sense. And I really hope to see what could happen down the line. Again, Platinum Games is such an amazing and such an underrated company and developers that, you know, I'm surprised there isn't a lot more to their roster than it should. And I think moving forward, I'm just very excited to see that through. And I hope you guys are too. So I guess that's all I have to say. I mean, there's not much for me to talk about in terms of like theories and, you know, other news and events and things like that. But if you are interested in the Pokemon side of things, there is the Pokemon 25th anniversary news video that I did 2 weeks back that I think you should really enjoy. It'll also be an end card popping up right here, right now, I guess, or something. I don't know. But man, there is a lot to look forward to this year in terms of gaming. And I think it's partially because of what we felt last year in terms of gaming. Because the way the world was set up, you know, for everything in whatever industry, because, you know, pandemic, in terms of the gaming industry at large, we haven't had directs in a long time. You know, yeah, Xbox and PlayStation, they had their directs, their state of plays and things like that. But as a Nintendo fan, like, Nintendo is just throwing curveballs left and right, whether they're presenting it out of nowhere on YouTube or they're just announcing things on Twitter, things like that. Like, last year shows a precedent as to how we're going to be receiving news for games moving forward. And like I said, by the looks of what this year is going to be in terms of gaming, oh, we're gonna have a mixed bag of both good and bad. And let me tell you, if you really want to know what the goodies are, another end card is gonna pop right here. Man, this video is gonna be full of end cards. I apologize for you guys. I'm sorry, but you know, marketing, I guess it is what it is. I gotta promote the stuff. You guys gotta watch the content. You guys gotta enjoy it. You know, you gotta enjoy this wonderful, fantastic face. Plus, I'm also the son of Bayonetta. I mean, that's a fact right now. Like, that's just who I am. That's just who I am. That's just how I roll, dog. That's just how I am. I was gonna spit bars, but I'm not that type of person. But anyway, by all means, wow, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm gonna say now. I don't know. I'm just gonna put a bunch of Bayonetta stuff randomly, just Bayonetta moments.
My. Angels and demons working together. I suppose if they can get along, we can as well.
Nothing. Damn. What the?
I've often seen a girl without lipstick, but lipstick without a girl? Most curious, isn't it, Cheshire? What's also most curious is how a child like you has kept afloat in this town.
And your kind are?
The kind of witches you don't fuck with. Oh.
All right, now I remember what I was gonna say. Nope, I didn't. Okay, now I know what I was gonna say. Ooh, my brain exploded just now because of like the amount of stimuli that is just from everything going on. But here's what I say. This year gaming is gonna be amazing. In 2 weeks from now, we're gonna get Persona 5 Strikers, Bravely Default 2nd. In March, as much as I said that I was going to be so excited, and I'm going to reserve my thoughts on that game because I do plan to doing a small short review on that demo. But my God, Balan Wonderworld, I knew it was going to be mediocre, but not to that levels of mediocrity. Like, how can Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima, the spearheads of Sonic the Hedgehog of the 3 classic games, how did they screw up that badly with Balan Wonderworld? And we're not even at the release date yet. We didn't even have the full game yet. But I'm reserving all my thoughts on a future video on that. It's probably going to be 5-6 minutes long because there's not really much to talk about, to be honest, in regards to Balan Wonderworld. But what I am trying to say, and I think I'll conclude with this, is that we are on a stepping stone for a new president in gaming. Gaming is going to change rapidly this year in terms of presenting us with new IPs, returning IPs, and just reminding us what gaming is all about. And I think they're trying to do that after the dumpster fires that was last year, because last year we had good games, but the lack of good games, or just the lack of games in general compared to the amount of games that are going to be presented this year and in just 5 months, or in just a span of 5 months, like 5 months from now, like from starting this month until June, July, we have Persona 5 Strikers, Bravely Default 2nd, a bunch of Bowser's Fury with 3D World Bowser's Fury, another Nintendo IP I completely forgot. We're gonna have Neo: The World Ends With You. We're gonna have, unfortunately, the dumpster fire. It doesn't even deserve to be called a dumpster fire, but Balan Wonderworld. We're gonna have Nier Replicant Remake after 11 years of its initial release date, with Nier Automata like combat mechanics. We're gonna, what else are we getting? Resident Evil Village. That's already 7 games in the span of 5 months that are gonna be they're gonna be major hits, and one miss. Again, Balan Wonderworld, that's just what it was. But I'm just saying, like, that is what gaming is going to be like moving forward. It's just gonna remind people that games are games. They're not movie experiences that you have to sit around for 2-3 minutes looking at a cutscene of somebody getting their head split open with a golf club, or it's just a bunch of games. That's all we're gonna have. It's just a bunch of games to enjoy and play, and that's what I think 2021 is all about. 2021 is about reminding gamers to just play games, and I'm completely fine with that. I am perfectly okay with all that because I am in it to see it through, and it's just gonna be fun. I mean, who knows? I'm placing my bets like I wish I placed my bets on GME stocks, because dude, that was stonks right there. Like, that's a whole other topic. I'm not gonna do a video on that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the usual unscripted rant about Platinum Games, Bayonetta 3, gaming as a whole, Nintendo, whatever it was that I talked about today. I'm probably gonna forget about it as soon as I finish the recording of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I also hope you guys enjoyed this nice shirt. You know, this is a color I never thought I would wear, and you know, it really suits me, man. Like, I really like this color. It's a really, really nice color. But other than that, I hope you guys see you in the next video. Hope you enjoy all the content. Be sure to click the end card for all that I mentioned. Hope you subscribe to the channel. Hope you like and comment. What do you think about Platinum Games? What Kamiya stated? Things like that. I will have the comment section asking you those questions, so hopefully you respond. You know, let's build this community. Let's continue building each other up. Let's continue smiling. Let's continue having fun. Let's continue having that giddy optimism. Let's continue being happy. And I hope to see you all in the next one. See you all soon.